The following is a high five moment from highfivecasino.com.
Welcome to Burger Yippee. Would you like a hot apple pie today?
Yes, yeah, I won! Woohoo!
So that's a yes on the apple pie?
I just went big time playing High Five Casino on my phone. Real cash prizes, free daily rewards, over 1,200 games. Yeah!
So yes or no on the apple pie?
Whoa! I won again!
I'll take that as a yes. Drive around.
Have you had your high five moment today? Only at highfivecasino.com.
High Five Casino is a social casino. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Play responsibly. Conditions apply. See website for details.
High Five Casino.
Following is a paid program by Carl Sterling. The content of the show is that of Carl Sterling and does not represent the views of this station or iHeartMedia. Some of the information contained in this program has not been approved by the FDA, nor is it intended to diagnose, prevent, treat, or cure any diseases. Information hereafter is for general information only, and before considering anything discussed, you should contact your doctor or primary care physician.
One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you smaller.
Your Health Matters with Carl Sterling on News Radio 570 WSYR on 106.9 FM and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
I take a couple lovers, I down a couple downers, but nothing compares to these blue and yellow purple pills.
Bring you the latest in health and wellness so you can get to the other things that matter. Here is your host, Carl Sterling.
All right, everybody, good afternoon. This is Carl Sterling. You're listening to Your Health Matters here at WSYR News Radio 570, also on 106.9 FM. How's it going, everybody? I hope you're doing really well. As we get started here today, I have a little something I'd like to share from my heart. And it has to do with Memorial Day and what it's all about. Because we all know veterans, okay, who are maybe currently serving, or let's say actively serving, or veterans who did serve. Maybe we even know or have somebody close to us who's fallen. And today on this Memorial Day, we pause to honor and remember the brave men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our nation. These heroes laid down their lives to protect our freedoms, and their legacy of courage and dedication will forever be etched in our hearts. So as we enjoy the liberties they fought to preserve, let us take a moment to reflect on their selfless acts, and let's express our deepest gratitude. And to the families of these fallen heroes, we offer heartfelt thanks and support. May we never forget their sacrifice and continue to honor their memory with our actions. So, from my heart, thank you to all who have served and all who continue to serve. Your bravery and your sacrifice will never be forgotten. This week we have a lot of things to talk about. As always, I always say that. I have about 18 pages of notes here. We might get through 6. Let's go through a couple things here. The book of the week. I don't have one for you. So I'm just going to say, how about my books? I wrote 3 books. So you go to carlsterling.com. They call this maybe shameful self-promotion, huh? But you know what? I did write 3 books. The latest one's about walking your way to longevity. Yes, walking can be exercise. We'll talk about that in a while. The other 2 are Parkinson's-related books, Parkinson's Regeneration Training, Parkinson's Empowerment Training. I'm grateful to say that, report that the sales of these are very strong on Amazon. They are all available on Amazon and on Audible. Okay, we have all are available in audio format too. So go to carlsterling.com, Carl with a K. Podcast of the week. Like, I didn't come up with one for you, so yep, guess what? It's carlsterling.net. Yes, folks, all the shows here on this radio station, Your Health Matters, these are recorded, plus about 200 podcast episodes. I've been doing podcasting 10 years. carlsterling.net will take you right there. You can learn a lot of stuff there, folks. We've got some really, really great guests. There's always the opportunity at carlsterling.com, Carl with a K. I have to say that, right? Because it could be Carl with a C, but it's not. Sign up for daily text alerts with helpful information as you explore the, let's say, the pathway to longevity. So sign up at carlstarling.com. Front page, can't miss it. Biodensity updates. Oh my gosh, folks, we have another one for you. Okay, this is the machine that we have, and there's only one within like a 70, 80 mile radius. One. We have it. This is the machine that actually helps reverse osteoporosis. You don't have to believe me. And I'm sorry, no disrespect. It doesn't matter if you believe me or not, because it's true. Another person who's been doing it since last July, this is 10 months later, comes in this past Wednesday, last year, minus 2.1 total T-score. Down, or I should say up, technically, but improved, let's use that word, to minus 1.4. Out of osteoporosis, out of osteopenia. And her doctor didn't believe her, but her PA did. Doctors don't want to believe this stuff, a lot of them, okay? I'm not dissing the community. My son's a doctor, and then you got like Dr. Barry, and you got some other ones out there who are actually going to speak the truth. And they know that the pill's not always the way. I'm not saying don't take your pills, don't do the, whatever the stuff is, Prolia, I don't even know, Fosfomax and this and that. I'm not saying don't do it. But you come and see us, and for the price of about 2 massages a month, folks, just 2 massages. They're fine for you, but I'm going to say spend your money over here with us because you can reverse your osteoporosis more than likely. I'm on a rant right now, aren't I? Yeah, John's shaking his head. I got a special guest with me. It's Jon Pine. We're going to introduce him in a minute. Jon Pine of Smoky Hollow CrossFit. So, folks, I'm telling you now, this is like, I don't know how many people in the past 2 months, 6, 7, 8 people come in. They've been doing this for 6 months or more, once a week in a couple cases, twice a week in most cases. They're out of osteoporosis. I'm telling you, it works. Okay, I'm competing in a contest. If you go there, I made the top 15. It's for muscle and fitness. I want to make top 10. Cutoff for voting is Thursday at 10 p.m., I think. Yeah, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Go to carlstarling.com. You can't possibly miss it. Please cast your free vote. I want to win this because if I win, I'm going to get an opportunity to educate in a way I can't educate any other way to this particular 7 million readers of this Muscle Fitness magazine. I'm going to get to share and educate in ways I cannot reach them otherwise. All right, we're going to talk a little about caregivers today. We're going to go through it fast, and right after the break, we'll be back to talk about a special thing going on up in Baldwinsville at CrossFit where I go. We know that caregiving, while fulfilling, can have significant impacts on mental and physical health, and I want to talk about a few statistics on health and depression among caregivers. Do you know that between 40 to 70% of family caregivers exhibit clinically significant symptoms of depression, with 25 to 50% meeting criteria for major depression, particularly prevalent among those who are caring for people who live with dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's. The physical health impact is huge. Caregivers often report a poorer physical health than non-caregivers. Some of them are full-time. For some of them, it's more than full-time. Okay? Stress levels, about 38% of family caregivers find their situation highly stressful. There's an economic strain where family caregivers often face financial challenges. It's tough, man. It's tough for the caregivers, and we need to recognize them. Emotional health can be severely impacted. So we really need to think about these caregivers and things that we can do. I'm going to read off a short list before we go to the first break. Perhaps caring for the loved one, we get that burnout. Well, who's going to care for this person? Things we can do. How about offer to watch that loved one they're taking care of? Watch them for a short period of time so they can get out, go shop, and go to the grocery store. Make them a meal. Take them cookies. Give them a gift card for a meal. Offer to go get groceries. All right, maybe make a self-care home kit for them. Help to research resources that could be helpful for them. This is just the beginning, folks. Time for the first break. When we come back, we have Jon Pine, my special guest, owner of Smoky Hollow CrossFit. You're listening to Carl Sterling, Your Health Matters, News Radio 570, WSYR. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, folks, we're back, and got a lot to talk about here. Let's see, where do we start? Oh, I know where we start. Here it is. Okay, I have this special product I really love. It's called Dr. Lewis Daily Brain Care. Some of you have come in and purchased it, and all of you who purchased it, who I've heard from, are telling us about the benefits that you're feeling. Well, I have news. It's now available in a capsule format, and I'll have either the powder or the capsule, both in my clinic here, probably by Thursday this coming week, where there's a holiday, maybe Friday. All right, so let's just talk about this for a minute. I've been taking this stuff for a few months. What I noticed in the first 2 or 3 days of taking it is that my focus was much better. All right, so what I notice when I forget to take it is that my focus isn't as good. But I'm still okay. You know what I mean? I'm doing fine. But if you're looking for a boost to your brain power to enhance your overall health and brain health, I suggest trying the Dr. Lewis Daily Brain Care. I mean, you could do Prevagen or whatever, but it's got a lot of filler crap in it, according to some medical experts I know, all right, MDs. I'm not saying it's bad. It's not going to hurt you probably, but I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I can't say. But what I can say is with the ingredients in the Daily Brain Care, there's no crap in it, all right? It's a breakthrough supplement. It's going to help you with a lot of things besides, let's say, focus, sleep, energy, cognitive function, immune system efficiency, inflammation reduction, digestion. Did I say that one already? Right, so this is a really great product. I want you to check it out. Go to carlsterling.com. Go to the tab that says radio show sponsors. All right, click on it. Take a look. Also, just stop by the clinic and you can buy it from me direct, okay? Now let's get to the meat and potatoes of the show. I have a special guest with me. I started doing CrossFit 2 years ago. My daughter, Ashley, thank you, Ashley, if you're listening, she recruited me over there after maybe 3 years of her doing it. And, of course, you know, as an NASM master trainer, sounds like a big deal. It's really not. It's just whatever, right? So I'm thinking, oh, God, I can't do this CrossFit thing. It's supposed to be, it's bad for you. Guess what? I got out of my comfort zone. And it's like the best thing I've ever done. And I have with me today the owner of Smoky Hollow CrossFit, who's helped me to change my life. His name is Jon Pine. Welcome, my friend. How you doing, John?
Doing well, Carl. Thank you.
Good.
Thanks for having me.
It's really good to see you, brother. Fist pump.
Likewise.
Well, so I've been going to your place now for 2 years and 1 month. I'm stronger. I'm going to be 63 in 10 days. So I started when I was 60. And I was really scared to death, actually. But guess what? You guys are so good. One thing I just want to say about you personally, and you're running the show, but you and your coaches are really great because you have, you care. You want us to get results. You encourage us, support us. You're passionate about this. You bring a high energy, which I love, and you help us find our potential. And you're doing a program now there that I really want to bring to light because we have this huge population, and I'm one of them. I'm a tail-end baby boomer. You have the Legacy program now, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How long you been doing that?
We started right at the beginning of January this year.
So the reason I brought you here today, my friend, is because on Wednesdays, when I go there, they're coming in when I'm leaving from the 9 a.m. class. They're coming in for 10:15, I think.
Yes, sir. 10:15.
You know, I'm getting really good reports from those who are attending. So bravo to you.
Thanks. Bravo to them. They do it. They do it. I just nag them to do things.
Well, you're good at nagging us in a nice way.
Yeah, thank you.
So can you tell a little bit about the story that got you? Do you mind sharing that story about what made you think about doing this and what you got doing it?
Sure. Yeah, I would love to. So I'd been asking my dad for years to come to classes. Hey, Dad, you know, my dad's he's 70 now. He's never been the most athletic, been overweight my entire life, 40 years. And I've been asking him for a long time, Dad, come to the gym. Dad, you want to meet me at the gym? That would always be his response. I realized that I was asking the wrong question. So I said, Dad, would you let me personal train you? I don't really love personal training. I like group fitness classes. But for my dad, whatever, let's do it. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I said, Dad, let's do 3 days a week. It's like, okay. So that's what we were doing. And my goal ultimately was to get Dad into CrossFit classes. In our first couple months together, I started to realize that it wasn't really fair for me to ask my dad to jump into that, because there are certain things that I just can't expect my dad at 70 to do at the same pace as myself at 40 or 20-year-olds. For example, getting up off the ground. So if we're getting warmed up and, I'm saying, let's get to the ground, let's do a push-up into downward dog. I'll be down on the ground in a second. My dad's going to take 10 seconds. So I recognized that was going to cause discomfort for him in classes. So then, maybe he would shy away from doing it for that reason, and others would too. So then I started to think, why don't I don't want a personal train dad forever. I want him to be working out. I want people to be working out around him, because group fitness classes, I just believe in the value of them. You're there for yourself. You're there for other people. When you don't want to be there, you show up because you want to be there for the people that you work out with all the time. So that's kind of how it started. I said, why don't I build a program around you, Dad? That's what we're going to do. He was like, all right, yeah, whatever. So that's cool. That's what we did. That's how it started. So that's where my first thoughts came to mind. And then we made that, I kind of thought about that September last year, and I said, you know what, I got a couple months to build it and promote it and get started with it. And that was January.
It's great, man. The population I work with, I haven't figured out the average age, but it's definitely in the 70s. Like, we have a handful in their 50s, a bunch in their 60s, and then a lot in their 70s and 80s, and then a handful in their 90s. And I'm thinking, on the days that I actually don't want to work out, which is every day.
Yep, same.
So I'm total. Are you really?
Oh, for sure. Frequently, anyways.
Really? Yeah. Like, pretty much. Yesterday was an exception, though, because I woke up, according to my Whoop, 93% rested, right?
Nice.
Julia, Kamid?
Yep.
Yeah. She's like, oh, man, you're really rested. I said, yeah, I feel it. So I rode my bike up there, did the class, ran 800 meters, then I ran a 400 meter, and then rode over to Kilma. I had like 24 miles on the bike yesterday and rode a tilt. It's the only day I really wanted to exercise in the past few months. And so I'm totally going off on a tangent with this completely irrelevant. But most days I don't want to exercise. Well, when I get exercising, I get the energy to exercise. And that's what some of the people who went to or going to Legacy told me. Well, I was really reluctant, but they helped me. They encouraged me. And once I get started, I forget that I didn't want to do this, or I was afraid. Do you ever find that? Like, what are you finding with recruiting people to the program? How are they coming in? Like, what's driving them to come in? Like, what are their goals?
Oh, okay. What are their goals? Some want to lose weight. Some want to tone up. Some want to move better.
Mm-hmm. Are they excited to work out?
Oh, no. Not really.
No, right? I mean, for those who are listening, if you start something new, man, it can be, especially CrossFit. I mean this with love and respect. Truly. CrossFit was the scariest thing in my life to start until I got about 20 minutes into the first class and I realized, oh, wait a minute. There's modifications.
For sure.
Even if I can't do one of the three, I can modify to whatever.
Yep,
and
something
you help
along
me
the
or
progression.
Jack or Julia when she was your coaches are great.
For sure.
And they help. Oh, yeah, do that. Or Griff, man, that guy's.
He knows things.
I love that guy.
Griff knows things. For sure.
Griff is all of them. Kelly, Griff, Jack are the three I know, and then you, who are you come up with ideas that I never would have thought of. So I appreciate that. I just want you to know I appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate them. All of them. Our staff is amazing, for sure.
So I've told you the other day, I think maybe yesterday, I've traveled all over the world, man. I've been all over multiple times, and I've pretty much just the States. I've been to CrossFit, although there was one in England, in London I was in. It was cool.
Fun to swing into places.
And, I've never seen like anything bad, but I think without understanding what's going on in there, it could be intimidating. But I really wanted to bring you on I got a news break coming up. So anyways, I'm going to bring you on and we'll continue talking after the news break, because I want to make sure that people realize that this is a viable option, even if you're not moving that much right now and you're in your 60s, 70s, and up. It's like a 55 plus thing, right?
55 plus. Yep.
Age 55 plus. We're going to head out for break.
Okay.
Hold that thought.
Yep.
You're listening to Your Health Matters, News Radio 570 WSYR, also on 106.9 FM. I have Jon Pine with me, owner of Smoky Hollow CrossFit Baldwinsville. We'll be back after the news. Thank you. Welcome back. Second half of the show coming up here. My guest today is Jon Pine, owner of Smoky Hollow CrossFit in Baldwinsville, my place where I go to work out. And the benefits I've received are more than I can actually tell you in the next few minutes we have. I want to talk about a product you've heard about before. It's called Play On Pain Spray. Okay, it's a pain relief. Play On Relief. Okay, so this is a spray like nothing we've ever experienced before. Had somebody in the clinic yesterday doing this particular exercise, pulled hard on this thing, elbow started to, something happened, right? Sprayed it, gone. Now, it's a little soreness today, I'm hearing, but, I don't know what happened exactly. There's something minor. That's one thing we know, it was minor. And, this isn't the end-all, be-all, but it is the best thing I've ever used. You got other stuff out there, right? You got the Voltaren and this and that. I'm not dissing any of it. It's all good. Blue Emu, yeah, good stuff. The rock sauce from Rock Tape, really, really good. All of it is good. This stuff is really special, though. All organic, no chemicals, no pharma, no drugs. Natural ingredients. They cannot hurt you. They can only help you. We've never had anybody buy a bottle, $25 if you come into my clinic and get it, okay? Or just go to playonrelief.com, enter the coupon code Sterling, STERLING, 15 at checkout. You save 15%. Never had a person not feel relief almost instantly and like a lot longer than the other ones, many times longer than the other ones. So Jon Pine is with me. We were talking during the break. I'm just going to say this because some of you might be thinking this, and I want to make sure we address this, but I don't want to dwell on it either. When I first heard about CrossFit, I didn't know anything. And then when I became an ASM trainer, right, then a master trainer shortly after, and CES and PES and all these other, whatever, all this alphabet soup after my name from all these special credentials, golf and nutrition, and none of that really, it's not saying it to impress you. I'm just saying in that curriculum, all that stuff is always like, be careful of CrossFit. You don't want to injure yourself, and they might push you so hard you vomit. This is not how it is. And if it is that way in your CrossFit box, or it shouldn't be that way. This is not the way it was intended to be. And I'm going to tell you right now, at Smoky Hollow CrossFit, you modify. In fact, even Kelly was funny yesterday because I was shadowing Stan and Jamie.
Yep.
They said, why don't you just, be with them because we got an uneven number. And it was a pair at parties, like pairs, right? So Carl's probably just going to do his thing because that's what Carl does. I did my own thing. I did a lot of the program. But nobody comes over and makes you do anything to get hurt or vomit. I mean, that's not what it's about. We're here to help. You're here to help. So, Brother Jon, tell me, let's get back into this. We know now where the idea came from. We know that it's like age 55 plus. 55 plus, yes, sir. Which I love. We were talking on the break. People are retiring, a lot of people younger these days, So, what kind of results are you seeing? What things are happening where people are reporting to you, hey, I can do this now?
Oh, it's the greatest. I love this. So our members range from 55 to 78 is our oldest. The 78-year-old, I love hearing her stories. She always comes in with a story.
I think I talked with her about
Yes.
mowing her lawn, right?
Yep, Paulette.
I love it.
And she actually happens to be my neighbor, so she's so funny. I'll be like driving up the road, and she'll see the truck coming, and I'll beep the horn, move your backside, Paulette. Out the window, I holler to her. You see her kind of get a little hop in her step and jog across the road. But yeah, she had mentioned how she can now mow the lawn without getting out of breath. Another story of cleaning underneath the sink, so getting down on your hands and knees in your 70s and cleaning and then getting right back up without a problem. And that's what we train in CrossFit is human movement patterns. Human movement patterns are so simple. A lunge is a lunge, and a squat is a squat. It doesn't have to be complex. A hinge is a hinge. And we as humans, you hear the word deadlift and you think, oh my goodness, you're probably thinking 500 pounds. No, I'm thinking about the hat that fell on the ground that you're picking up.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking about the cat litter that you're picking up, and we're training that. Cat litter is 40 pounds for a box of that?
Mm-hmm.
Picking that up on one side, you're expected to hold that. So how can you train that in the gym, the lab, right? I think of it as like a lab, a suitcase carry, right? So you're grabbing a dumbbell, and we're training our core, because that's a big that's part of the CrossFit methodology, is core to extremity.
The core to extremity. I was just going to say
Gotta
that.
keep our core tight. So we train that. We train those movement patterns. We teach people how to deadlift. And I point out the fact that you're doing that all the time. You know what we do? We push sleds. So I had people in their 70s pushing sleds with 200 pounds on them this week. And coming back to Paulette mowing the lawn, that is exactly what happens when you're mowing the lawn. You're pushing a sled. So she trains that, and she can take that outside of the lab into the real life environment. And that's really what CrossFit is. People get scared because they see like the 0.0005% of CrossFit on like ESPN.
Yeah, sure.
That's the NFL athletes of CrossFit. Not the Pop Warner.
Well, I love that, John. I think it's very similar where, in the clinic that I have, and you've been there. I mean, we're doing activities of daily living.
Yep.
Like, I'll give you an example. This is kind of off topic in a way, but I can tell you that, for example, today I'm going to put the dock in at my house. I'm on the river, right? It's really heavy. It's a few pieces. I never want to do the dock. So now I'm going to get philosophical for a minute. I am looking forward to doing it today. It will be my workout. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of physical carrying and manipulation. Up until I started CrossFit, I would do it and it'd be okay. When I did 30 years ago, I was 30 years younger, so I was stronger. It was easier. But last year when I put it in, it's the easiest it ever was. Guess why? Smoky Hollow. I mean, I do some other stuff too, but really, when I go to Smoky Hollow and I do the things, I joke with people, but it's actually true. I would never do most of the things you have us do if I wasn't there doing them and being told to do them, even if I modify. And that's why it's so good for me, because if I don't do them, it's all functional. Like, I'm going to put the dock in today. So the philosophical side is this. If I was on my deathbed, or let's just say I was unable to do this today, like there's no way, I would give anything to be able to do it. Boy, I'd love to put that dock in. I'd love to have that ability. So I don't want to put it in necessarily, but I do want to put it in because I can.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I always remind folks of that.
You know what I mean?
Like the members in our legacy program, I'll say, we've got 8 minutes left, and you got to keep on moving because you can. Your peers cannot do this. A lot of your peers are not capable of doing what you're doing right now, and that's exactly why you have to keep on moving. Let's go, team. So that's a snippet of class.
Yeah. That mindset that you share and your coaches share is really, really good, because like sometimes I have to shame myself into working out. It's no secret. It's like, I don't want to, but there's somebody I'm going to see today who's in a wheelchair who can't even stand up and probably never will again give anything to stand up and do this workout. What the heck's my problem? right? So I have to do my Goggins. You know David Goggins?
I do. Yep.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'd love to get him on the show, but Anna, you'd be beeping everything all the time.
Yep.
Well, if you haven't heard of David Goggins, just Google him, Goggins. Be ready for some language, but be ready for some mentality that's unbelievably motivating. You know, because we can. I love that philosophy.
Yep.
I can, so I'm going to. And guess what? I'm going to look forward to it. That's my workout today.
Yep.
I'll be sore tomorrow because I don't do that move every day. You know, I
Right.
do it once a year in, once a year out, the doc. I was talking with Paulette last week, I think, like 10 days ago. She said, oh, God, it's really good, man. I was mowing my lawn. I don't get out of breath. That's a big deal.
Yep.
And then there were two other people who came up, a man and a woman. They were, oh, gosh, yeah, this is the best. So, like, if people want to sign up, how do they go about that?
Right to our website, www.smokyhollowcrossfit.com. I like people to come in for a trial class first. Like,
Great.
Reserve your trial class, or just give me a call. My phone number is the phone number. My cell phone number is the phone number that's on the website. So if somebody calls that, and if I don't pick up, leave a message. I'll call back instantly, and we can have a conversation about what people can do and get them coming in for a trial class so they can see what they can do. Look, these are your peers. This is what you can do. It's no longer about what you cannot do. We're building what you can do.
That's cool. I love that. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to mention one other product here before we go out for the last break. It's the Exometrics Exo Trainer. We have it in our clinic. It's unbelievable. You can take your workouts to the next level. This is the ultimate fitness device designed to revolutionize your training regimen. It's state-of-the-art, folks. You know, whether you're a seasoned athlete or just starting out, the Exo Trainer is absolutely amazing. You can go to carlsterling.com and check it out, or exometricsfitness.com. That's Exometrics, just how it sounds, exometrics.com. We're going to come back in a few minutes for the last quarter. Thanks for listening. See you shortly. Here we are for the last quarter. So let's see. Remember those caregivers. I want to talk about a couple things. How to help them. Just ideas. I read off a short list earlier. You know, you could express gratitude to them regularly. Just recognize the hard work they're doing and the dedication they have. Maybe offer a listening ear. Encourage open communication about their feelings and challenges, because, man, sometimes, you know, people aren't really thinking about them, and there's so much going on, and they really need an outlet. You know, if you're in a position to help them, promote some regular breaks and rest periods, maybe fill in for 10 minutes, half an hour, so they can do something or just chill out for a while. A lot of them, they're putting the other person first so much to the point that their diet and their exercise are compromised. So maybe jumping in to help out and encouraging, you know, healthy meals and get out there and go to Jon Pine's legacy program, for example. Maybe they fit into that category. You know, fill in for 90 minutes so they can drive over, do the class, and come back. And guess what? They're going to have a lot more ability to give care than if they don't do that. All right? So there's so much we can do, folks, to help the caregiver. We want to make sure that we don't forget them. I'm talking with Jon Pine, so I just want to give you my own little testimonial here, and it's not just because you're here, but it's true. I tell everybody, like, finally this week, I finally did one of those clean and jerks. I don't do the split jerk yet, and I jumped, and my feet left the ground. I've never done that before. And guess what? Van Buren Hill. Okay, you know that hill, the other side of the lake? Because you guys, I want to do the next workout you guys do there.
4th of July workout is at that.
Okay, I'm going to be there because I'm in town, no trouble. So, you know, there's that little cement thing at the bottom of the hill, over by the electric thing or whatever it is. So if you go up that strip, then there's this one big tree root that goes over. Okay, so I timed from the top of the cement to the tree root. My best time last year was 60 seconds to the tree root. My worst time this year is 57 seconds. My best time is 47. And brother, I got to tell you, a lot of it has to do with what I do at your place. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. I love to hear that.
Yeah, that's one of my testimonies. I have a lot of them. What I love about the place is the family spirit, meaning it is a family. And everybody encourages everybody else. There's people I see, I don't even know who they are, and they don't know me because I'm coming in an odd time, or they're coming in. You go, you can do it, you got this. And they really mean it, though.
Yep, that's part of our culture for sure.
You foster that too yourself.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Well, I know it's part of the CrossFit thing. That's part of you too. You bring it.
Yeah, I like to get people jazzed up. Let's
You're-
freaking go, baby.
Yeah, you're awesome at it too.
Thank you.
So I want to focus on you until the music starts playing for the last minute. Okay, so let's just talk. Tell us anything you want to share about CrossFit, all things CrossFit, not just legacy or just like whatever you want.
Okay.
I want people to call you up and I want them to check you out. Tell us more stuff.
So I'd like to say how CrossFit is for everybody. So we at Smoky Hollow CrossFit, we have actually 4 programs. We have a CrossFit Kids program, which is ages 5 to 10. We have our Cornerstone program. Cornerstone is 11 to 15. That meets right after school, and we're only a stone's throw away from the Beeville High School complex. So, we have a lot of kids that just walk right over after school.
That's cool.
And then we jam.
I've seen them there too, and there's some workers in there.
Oh yeah, they are. Then we've got our normal CrossFit classes, which are, some 14, as low as 14, and as high as 65, I think. Then I think that's our oldest CrossFit athlete. No, 70.
I know who you're talking
John.
about too. That
John.
guy.
Yep.
Beast mode, baby.
He's 70 years old. He's got no John's got a great story. He's got no desire to go to Legacy right now. He enjoys working out in the CrossFit class. He keeps up just fine, and he does it. And then our Legacy program is 55 plus.
Could you give me an example? I'm sorry if I'm interrupting, but can you give me an example of Legacy, like just some of the exercises?
Oh, for sure. Most of the exercises remain exactly the same as classes. So I have them squatting, right? CrossFit is constantly varied, high intensity functional movement. What is their intensity, right? So we can vary intensity in many ways. Range of motion is how we can increase intensity.
Beautiful.
So in our Legacy program, like for example, we front squatted heavy in the CrossFit classes this week. Well, what did I do? I showed the Legacy program what front squatting looks like. Some of them were not quite able to get into that front rack position, so we modified the movement and had them either use the rig to hold on to get themselves down into their squat and help themselves up. Some people held a dumbbell, but I have them squatting just the same as anybody squats because it's a human movement pattern.
Yeah,
Squat
like
to
sit
the
down,
toilet.
stand up, sit down, stand up.
Yes. And some people say, well, I can't squat that deep. Well, that's fine. I put a bench behind them, and then I put a yoga block.
You
and
did
they
that to
squat
me
the
too a
yoga
couple years
block.
ago. Help
Yeah.
me.
I mean, I squatted to a
Or
ball.
raise up
I
the
did-
heels on a plate or something in case our
Yep.
calves are tighter than heck.
Everybody modifies, right? I squatted to a ball Friday. I had the ball behind me as a marker of my depth. And same thing with Paulette. I have her squatting to a bench with a yoga block. Nancy's in her 70s. She has no need for a yoga block, no need for a bench. She squats a hip crease below parallel. Michelle too. It's amazing.
Wow. I want to be like them.
Same. They're so encouraging. Do I have a second to say how encouraged I am by them?
Please.
So you and I share a similar goal, yes?
Yeah.
We want to live to 100.
Oh, yeah.
Well
You got
to
it, brother.
100. So that's a goal of mine. And I was telling our Legacy program, I think it was Monday this past week, how they are so encouraging to me because I see what you can do at 78. I want to do that. I'd say I want to be just like them when I grow up. I actually have been saying that for years. Joe P, he's in our CrossFit classes. I'm like,
Joe's the
Joe, I
best,
want to be
man.
like you when you grow up, dude.
And then he says, don't grow up.
You're
But
right.
anyways, yeah. But it's
Yeah.
funny, Joe inspires me a lot. He's helped me a lot too.
Yep. And Joe is a master of modifications.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's finding modifications to hit the stimulus, communicating with coaches. And that's relevant, whether it's our Cornerstone program, whether it's our CrossFit, whether it's our Legacy. Communicate. My dad, double knee replacement. I struggled to get this deep. Dad, I know you struggled to get that deep, but we're going to get you a little deeper than you want to get.
So let's think about this in our just about ready to close out here. So we need to keep moving. We talk about muscle as the organ of longevity.
Yep.
A lot of the research is showing muscle is the organ of longevity. It's where metabolism happens. It's what attaches to our bones, so our bones stay healthy. Plus, it's responsible for all things movement. If we don't have sufficient muscle mass and quality and strength, our balance, our movement, our agility, mobility, stability is all compromised. Fall risk goes up, fracture risk goes up, mortality rate of risk goes up. That's bad. We don't want that. That's bad. Jon, thanks, my friend. Thank you so much for joining me. Your contact again, if people want to reach you.
Phone number 315-382-3562 or www.smokyhollowcrossfit.com.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll be seeing you this week up there. Good luck on the Murph tomorrow. Before we head out, folks, thanks for listening. Remember to stay moving, because that's the best thing to do for your longevity. Stay moving. Tune in next week and have a great week.
Is a paid program by Carl Sterling. The content of this show is that of Carl Sterling and does not represent the views of the station or iHeartMedia. Some of the information contained in this program has not been approved by the FDA, nor is it intended to diagnose, prevent, treat, or cure any diseases. Information has been for general information only, and before considering anything discussed, you should contact your doctor or primary care physician.
The following is a high five moment from highfivecasino.com.
Welcome to Burger Yippee. Would you like a hot apple pie today?
Yes, yes, yeah, I won! Woohoo!
So that's a yes on the apple pie?
I just went big time playing High Five Casino on my phone. Real cash prizes, free daily rewards, over 1,200 games. Yeah!
So yes or no on the apple pie?
Whoa! Ha! I won again!
I'll take that as a yes. Drive around.
Have you had your high five moment today? Only at highfivecasino.com.
High Five Casino is a social casino. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Play responsibly. Conditions apply. See website for details.
High Five Casino.